Hello, folks. I hope you all had a good Sunday. Today I'm going to talk about personal software. What does personal software mean? It's a term that I have come across recently, fairly often. Okay, and I wanted to define it for myself, what it means exactly. So, my current understanding is that personal software is software that you create. In order to solve, friction points that you encounter in your daily life. And you are not really thinking about marketing it or business plans or anything like that. You're not even, writing requirements for the software. You're writing, architectural stuff before you get to implement the software. Basically, what you do is you would go to an AI platform and you tell the AI platform, okay, this is my problem and please solve it for me. And this workflow that I just described, it's here. I mean, many people perhaps don't use it, but they will be using it very soon as they become aware of the various things that we can do now. Okay. So so that's, I think, what personal software is. You create a piece of software to solve your personal problems without thinking about, how to sell it. And then the next question that comes up is, what is the percentage of personal software that would escape this space of, this personal space and maybe end up as a mass facing software? It's actually interesting because maybe it needs to be said that this issue is not trivial, because once you make a piece of software that you develop for yourself accessible to many people, there's of course other problems that you need to deal with, and you need to be able to speak the language of back-end architecture in order to make this happen. And of course, today this is not available, or this is not known to people who are not software engineers. Okay, but this is a domain. This is an area that I think is well within the range of AI tools to be automated, because most of the difficulties in making a personal software into a mass-facing software are not really that complicated conceptually. The problem is only because there are many different systems that need to talk to each other, and it's the integration that is difficult. But once you know how to integrate, external databases with security and with all these various relevant aspects, like login, for example, you need to have a system that deals with logging, making sure that people, only the right people are able to access your software, and then the payment systems. If you want to sell the software, if the software is using AI, you need to keep track of the tokens that are being consumed. The payment strategies. You want people to pay as they use, or you want people to pay monthly. So all those decisions become important, and and that would actually be the difference between personal software and a mass facing software. Okay. So now let's say you have been able to create like a personal software for yourself, and your relatives see that you're having a better quality of life because a lot of things that normally take time is taking less time. and they want to actually do the same. And then you'll say, "Oh, what tool did you use to make that software?" And then you tell them, and then they go to the tool, and then they maybe try to say, "Hey, can I get something similar?" Yeah. So depending on the complexity of the software, and depending on how persistent you are in articulating your needs, and how precise you are in as well, then you can expect to have good results. Okay. Um, by the way, the easiest way would be just to take a lot of screenshots of of the original software, and just send it to the AI system, and it's very easy to get a clone. Um, so increasingly, I see the workflow, or maybe the profession of software engineering, turning into a more artistic kind of endeavor. Um, why do I say this? It's because when you use tools such as AI Studio, for example, to create your application, your personal software, it's very easy to land in a flow state. Um, Software engineering is not often associated with flow states. You can have little bit of pieces of periods where you are in the flow, but it's been very rare for people just to sit down on their desk and over a couple of hours to be in a total flow state, from the beginning to the end. It's like, if you're an artist and you're working on a painting, it's not that rare to sit down and to enter in a state of flow and end up with a final thing that you're happy with, after you emerging from that state. I think the reason is because when you're creating, software using the, from the personal software paradigm, it's like you are just iterating very rapidly. You are playing with like like putty, or like clay, and you're making like a sculpture, and it's less about having architectural diagrams and detailed requirements and other things. Okay, I'm saying that, half tongue in cheek, because you do get better results if you actually are very precise in your articulation of what you need, even today. But I see a very straight, simple path from what we have, now um, to a place where it will become increasingly easy to create those software, those personal software. Okay, so that's my feeling about this, and I think, just to give you an example, um, the software I'm using actually to record this kind of podcast, this presentation, I actually created it, in the same way as personal software, because I wanted to find a way to just have a one-shot recording without any problems, and save it and get all the data I need for posting on YouTube, etc. Having thumbnails generated, illustrations generated, having like fusing a teleprompter with it, and it came. It was a very easy process. I think the more difficult part was to turn it into like a mass-facing product, which I, again, did with much less effort than before, and because of AI tools. So if you want to have access, or if you're curious and want to see the software I'm talking about, you can actually visit. Let's see here. There's there's a URL. Okay, it's qflow.ramesh250.com. You can go there and you check out the application that I was able to generate. So basically, it allows you to create, your own podcast very easily. I will need to make like a video tutorial sometime in the future. Um, but today's is a good time as any other time just to introduce you to the application. Um, so just check it out. It's at qflow.ramesh250.com, and it will simplify the process for creating um, podcasts or vlogs or whatever. I think that everyone has something to share that might be of value to other people. So you can maybe get inspired by this and create your own stuff. Okay, thanks for your attention. I hope to have something more to share maybe in the future. All right, take care.